I want to check out. Hello, YouTube. I want to check out my stream on YouTube. Do the black bars appear there? If not, it's probably a Twitch thing. Let's see. No, it looks good on YouTube. Okay. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining me for another Kenshi stream. I appreciate you all waiting on me. I have had a lot to do with moving, and I had to just gather myself and rest after I ate dinner before I could get the energy to start. So, apologies if today's stream is a little more chill, a little more laid back, maybe a little less chatty, but we're gonna dig into the game, and we're gonna have a good time. Now, what did we do yesterday on our wee bit of adventure? Well, we started in Brink, which is a United Cities territory. We found a really cool blue place called Gut, which was full of beak things and trees made of iron. We found the wreckage of some flying thing that Truth told us used to fly around and wreak havoc on the land. And we beat up a tower full of, what were they called? Scavengers. And then we ended up back in the same city we started. So, we didn't make too much outstanding progress yesterday, but it is what it is. It was a fun little adventure time. And today, we're going to go try to check out some new territories. So let's go ahead and get started. Possible for me to be even more chill than normal. Yeah, well, I worry because it sometimes requires a significant amount of masking energy to show up with a certain energy on stream that I just don't always have. Right, yes, beak things are also called gutters. I am aware of that. Welcome in, Rubber Duck and Wheezy. And Chibobot and Maiko, congrats on the first redeem today. And Kitty, hello, hello. All right, so here we are at the Storm Gap Coast. We are at Brink. Yeah, exactly, Wheezy. I've just had to take so many days away that I would really hate to miss our Kenshi series. So these are grass pirates. They've got some interesting looking weapons. It looks like a hold saber. And we can kind of see the implied corruption of this city here. Is that the United Cities protects their walled-in higher-tier citizens and leaves essentially their peasants to their own to have to deal with these threats. You can see how much of it has been destroyed. Thank you, Maiko. Thanks for being here. Gnome Hat, welcome in. Good to see you. All right, so I'm a little nervous about what I'll find on this trip, but I wanted to try to make the jog on over to Black Scratch. I believe, if I've interpreted the lore that I've read correctly, I believe this is a skeleton city. This is in a little recap right now. How did Gut go? What are your favorite places? We decided to hold off on exploring Gut because I just didn't feel ready, especially with a couple weak people in my party, to handle that many beak thing nests. So we kind of poked around the edge of it. Watching the Day 27 VOD, did I ever answer my question concerning hivers and acid rain? It seems to be that the hivers are not affected by acid rain. That's what it looked like when I was dealing with it last time. Fair, at least I saw the beak thing nests. Yeah. You ever need beak thing nests, you know where to go. Yeah, that could be some good money and some good combat training. Yeah, let's try. Well, first of all, let's just make sure everything is good back at the farm. Looks all right to me. Laser dog is being fed. We got food. Looks good. Oh, yeah, Wheezy, good luck with that. No worries. Hope it goes well for you and you stay safe. And 5 in the morning, so yes, a beautiful sunrise for us to set off. Now, I feel like maybe in the bar or something, I heard about crab beings, so I'm a little interested, a little curious about them. Laser Dog, that's one hell of a name. That's because we bought Laser Dog to run into the lasers and gather data on what they do. So, yeah, Laser Dog earned that name. Oh, yeah, Wheezy, I'm glad you were able to get it fixed. Laser Dog, that's awesome. Yeah, Laser Dog earned it when Laser Dog tanked a laser and gathered us valuable information about what exactly the lasers do to people, and is now a valued pet on the farm. Also good for limb cleanup, because when we get attacked by hungry bandits and such, we leave a lot of limbs lying around. Now, we are being a little held back by Wii. Is the encumbrance really doing that much? What is we encumbered by? I guess just some fairly heavy weapons. So these are the Outlands. I don't remember what my book said about the Outlands, if anything. Let's approach with caution. Oh, Black Dog HQ. That's, okay, that is on the way to Black Scratch. Kind of looks like it's on the way to Black Scratch. Let's see if we can kind of divert this way. Because my reputation with them is... actually, we have a neutral reputation. Oh, Wheezy, this whole game is reminiscent of the Mojave. If I had to pick 2 games that this game reminds me of, it's going to be New Vegas and Morrowind. Apart from Gut, yeah. It's kind of a nice biome. I'm waiting for the scary part. Hey, that looks like a controlled tower also. I wonder if there are sky lasers this far. That's outside of space and time. So, grass pirates are the... They seem to be the low-ish level baddies that wander around here. I say low-ish because I think the rebel farmers are even weaker. And it seems to me in a lot of these areas, there's like tiers of enemies. Telling me these pirates are made out of grass? See, I'm wary to get in any fight because I just don't know what's around the corner. What kind of condition we might want to be in, but... Pirates who steal grass. Oh yeah, look at those green numbers. Their name makes them sound like stoner raiders. Trying to escape. Who's saying that? Reavers. And Reaver slaves. So the Reavers are kind of tough. The gods have fled, but when the kings are dead... the brotherhood will spread. Long live the Reavers for the brotherhood. Yeah, first encounter with Reavers. So it looks like they're attacking us. Or one of them is. Beanhop, don't get yourself surrounded now. This is a fight with a lot of back and forth. Yeah, a lot more red in this fight. We were thinking the same thing, kind of. So we is unconscious. We kind of expect that. What in Okran's worm-riddled eyes? Oh, Jinsei is unconscious. That's a bit of a shock. Oh, somebody's being eaten alive by something down here, I think. Is it a beak thing? Kevtaku, welcome in. Yeah, it does look like the Reavers were kind of a match for my squad. I mean, a lot of my people are still in pretty good condition. Is there one with a crossbow? Yeah. Oh, I'm doing all right, Kev. I am quite exhausted from a bunch of moving, and we are playing Kenshi. It is a fairly unforgiving strategy squad tactic survival thing in a post-apocalyptic-ish world. It's kind of hard to explain. There's a lot that goes into it, but it's very cool. One crossbow guy doing more damage than the rest of his gang. Honestly, I saw a lot of zeros from that crossbow. Thank you, Maiko, for pulling up the Steam. If you wanted to check out the Steam account and see more. But Straw Lieutenant of the Grass Pirates. Chibobot, I've never heard of that game, but nice use of the Steam function. So this one does martial arts. Interesting. Wee's back down again. Wee's gonna get trained up real good. Hey, Emco, welcome in. 75 Metacritic for Kenshi, brought down by people who did nothing but mine copper. I could definitely see how this would get a negative reputation or a negative review, just based on how unforgiving it is and how it's kind of difficult to get into it. Personally, both things I love about it, but... And the Sear maxing is based. We sell only the finest quality copper. How did the spider outpost situation pan out? We lost 3 people, but we saved 5. Where's Beanhop going? Wait, why is this... I thought this slave was rebelling against the Reavers. I guess not. Beanhop, while you're over here, why don't you take a look in their inventory? Did I ever go further into the Deadlands? Not yet. Ooh, Old World Bow. It's a standard class. And a short cleaver. I would not at all mind having that blueprint. Oh, interesting. So they have armor that is very good at cut resistance, which is funny because we still managed to chop off some limbs. Short cleavers are very solid sidearms. Let's take one of these. Okay, so I got caught stealing. What's he gonna do about it? Let's take one of these back home for experimentation. Reavers are really dangerous. Yeah, they definitely were a kind of a match for my squad. As brothers we live, as heroes we die. Looks like it could be fun. You've been into a strategy streak lately, and your last post-apocalyptic infatuation was Infection-Free Zone. I've heard about that one. I've heard good things about it. Yeah, if you're into strategy sort of games, this one I can highly recommend. Honestly, I think our armor quality is really saving the day. Well, armor and weapon quality. Oh man, why do we gotta go and attack the slave now? So that's Black Dog HQ. It says it's open to the public, but it's also locked. I don't know enough about them. I think what I'm gonna do... we got everybody? Yeah. I think what I'm gonna do is have them head back to Brink and just rest up. That was really good training, I think. Especially, like, we gained a couple of points in defense and toughness just from that alone. Oh, I know he wasn't dead yet, Wheezy. Yeah, but at some point it's like, okay, what are you gonna do about it? Get back up and fight me then. Thank you, Emco, but remember, no warnings or anything like that. Thank you, Herb, for the counter warning. Oh, hey, it's my mercenary. You're doing good work. Keep it up. It's almost down. You got this. Yeah, I bet the mercenary wins. One more head hit. No, I think the mercenary is skill maxing. I think the mercenary is taking out one limb at a time, but never incapacitating to keep raising his attack skill. It's what I would do if I were super confident. Oh, wait. Arg. Lucky I had high toughness and that the beak thing was not hungry. The toughness training for him, yeah. Who was that? Outlaw farmers. Everyone get out of here, get to safety. The outlaw farmers were committing crimes. United City Samurai, now those are some serious guys. Yeah, and looking at these weapons, they've got to be... They're at least Katoon grade. I think that's a Katoon. And that may even be a, like, skeleton grade weapon. Ezra, good evening. My god, how will a city full of armed samurai guard against one outlaw farmer? There's commentary to be made there, but I don't think I'm the one to make it. All right, let's see who needs it the most. Let's pop Jinsei down. And we'll pop Wee down. Well, I know Wee's unconscious, but usually the one carrying will. All right, who else? Oh, we might have enough beds for everybody. Group nap time. Does the shop guard just come up here to watch us sleep? What's going on out here? Is this the first UC town I've been to? Yes. And then I did also encounter Eye Socket. Man, look at our dutiful mercenaries waiting on us. Did you hear Tin Fist struck the stone camp last night? Shh, keep your voice down. Anyone hears you spreading stories about that guy, and you will be beaten to the ground. Goes back to drinking. Good time to check up on our food. Oh, I think we've got plenty of food supplies. Though, to be fair, only one person carrying them. Let's have Truth grab some food as well. Wanted the Red Bandit. Description: ugly as a gutter and friggin' huge. Wanted for arson, robbery, and extortion. Now thought to be wreaking cruelties on lost travelers of the swamps. As leader of the Red Sabers, skilled and dangerous. Okay. I have encountered the Red Sabers before. Alright, how we looking? Most everybody's back up to good health. Let's let a couple of these others recover and we'll be good to go. Can confirm the ugly part. Yes, that is how you use a bed. So I definitely noticed that the lasers seem to become more active towards the afternoon. Like I don't know, maybe I'm convincing myself of this, but they seem to cycle with the sun. No, Lord Inaba's out in town today, I hear. Better clean yourself up. Looking a bit scrappy. Don't want to offend the inner circle now, do you? Aye. Lord Inaba, huh? Yeah, the samurai out here are definitely no joke. Is that a name you recognize, Maiko? Manufacturer of churros, squeezable cat treats. Hey, cemetery chick, welcome. Nobles are easy to spot. Farm shop, huh? I wonder if they might have anything cool. I think we're about rested up. And we somehow didn't check this out before, so let's do it before we head out. Okay, that makes sense. About what I expected. And they have animals, if we wanted animals. Nothing that is eminently useful to us, I think. But all right, let's see if we can head back out to where we were. Hopefully avoiding the sky lasers. It's just me, or is that a massive beak thing? I think maybe I just saw it next to a pup. Yeah, that's what happened. That is quite the nest. Hey, it looks like that one mercenary prevailed. This one's in a recovery coma. I wonder if we should bring him with us. What? Oh, what's the plan if I do? He'll be out of a recovery coma fairly soon. And would be another fighter. I wonder... wonder if that did anything for our reputation with them at all. Mercenary Guild is still 0. Maybe if we had done first aid rather than just splinting, it would have. Alright, seems like everybody who was here has either died or gotten up and crawled away. So we continue. Well, somebody's being eaten by a beak thing. Seems to be a lot of that in these parts. More Reavers. But these don't say that they're hostile immediately. We'll keep an eye on them. That's interesting. I think we've gotten in a fight with the Black Dogs before, so I think we're gonna kind of skip their HQ a little bit. I don't know how eminently friendly they are to us. I like this area so far. It's, like, the design of it and the environment and everything is pretty cool. Lots of choke points for ambushes, though, so we'll just keep that in mind. That's an interesting looking something. Get them. Okay, more Reavers. Might have been the same ones. For Valamon. That's interesting. You're a Reaver now, whelp. You can't run from your fate. Was that said to one of the slaves? Huh. So it looks like maybe they also capture people and force them to become part of their ranks. Grass pirates. So I'm curious about this, but I kind of want to see the city as a landmark first. So I think we'll try to go that way. These definitely look kind of like the control towers and stuff that we were seeing. Okay, so this is also a tech hunter establishment. Whole new parts of the map we're seeing. The Great Library. The beautiful Outlands. I think I found a note about that place. I think that's why it's on my map. I do remember my Tech Hunter's notes telling me that there are that Black Scratch is where you go for blueprints. Oh, hey, their uniform looks a lot like ours. Hey, Sick of Antics, good to see you. I hope you are well. All right, where was the bar? There's a bar here. I want to put this mercenary in bed. Undertaker of the Tech Hunters. That's a cool looking blade. Who's carrying the mercenary? Jinsei. Ah, more mercenaries we can hire. That's a welcome sign. All right, now that mercenary is going to get some rest. I'm still playing around with this, seeing if that does anything for our reputation with them. So it looks like there's 2 groups of mercenaries, maybe, which is kind of cool for us. String. So Bo is of the anti-slavers and has a bounty in the Holy Nation and the United Cities. You know what? I think we're going to look the other way on that one. Hello, Purple. Good to see you. Yes, indeed. We are going to live and let the anti-slavers live. All right, now let's check out this great library. Contract with Mercenary Guild has ended. Aw, and that one gets to sleep the rest of his time away. All right, so this is Saris of the Tech Hunters. Welcome to my bookshop. Wow. They ought to call this one the Lore Shop. Behold knowledge. Tech Hunter's got the good stuff indeed. Wow, okay. A treasure map for some ancient ruin, likely full of treasure or lost technology or horrible death. The map is insanely old and hard to understand, but from what you can gather, it appears to be something science or technology related. It could have ancient science books or possibly even AI cores. I like how many of these I already know. We'll look at some of these other books in a second. Map of the Ashlands. An actual map of a known location in the fabled Ashlands. This could be worth a fortune. I kind of think it's worth it. Even though I don't think we're ready to go to the Ashlands. But let's just have it ready. All right. Where to even start? First of all, Naginatas. Kind of like the concept of that. Nodachi. An extended katana, heavier with increased range and damage at the expense of speed. Is my original character around still? Brecht is still around. Combat cleaver. Okay, I like the sound of that. Short cleaver. That's a yes. I don't even know what this weapon type is. $15,000's a little heavy, but maybe it's worth it. Oh, yeah, and this is a new location. Glad he's still kicking. Yeah, he is our master swordsmith. Hey, what's up, Sully? Thank you for 30 months. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here and being a supporter all that time. Hope you're doing well. I think I need a blueprint for a decent shirt. Getting stuff ready for work tomorrow. Hope it goes well. It's almost 3 years. Yeah, it's Selly's been around. I think I've known Selly since longer than I streamed. Know each other from Holly. Yeah, I was thinking I did know you. I know that's where I know you from, but I was thinking that must have been even before I started streaming. Yeah. Man, that's a while, huh? Okay, look, I'm using half of my available remaining funds, but honestly, getting a shirt together as part of my uniform is one of the last things that I have left that I can improve. So we're gonna grab this blueprint for a rusty chain shirt. Okay, now let's dig into some lore. I'm looking for ones that I haven't read before. So United Weekly, Volume 7. Crawl extremists ate my baby. A United Cities news flyer detailing inner city violence following the brutal Traders Guild caravan hijacking in the Skim Sands. The rust must feel good against the skin. It's exfoliating. United Weekly, 3rd edition. Cleaning up the dregs. How to fix the poor problem in the outer cities. A United Cities news flyer which criticizes the leniency of poverty laws in the empire. Twigmen bring yet more crime into the United Cities. A United Cities news flyer detailing claims of a rising hiver population with increased poverty and crime rates. Okay, so Leviathan Coast. There are likely good sources of valuable equipment in this area if you don't mind crossing the Cannibal Plains. Recommended you read Lamb's Survival Volume 3. The Leviathan is a terrifyingly huge and powerful creature capable of flattening towns and armies. Thankfully, they are mostly peaceful animals and less threatened. Avoid traveling in groups larger than 2 or 3 people, and you should stay safely beneath their notice. The lone males tend to be the most aggressive, so watch out for them. Okay, so that's something to note. All right, looks like we have ads on Twitch. I'm going to go ahead and take a real quick restroom break, and I'll be back in just a moment, and we will continue with our great library scouring. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in just a moment. All right, Queenie, let's do this. All right, now luckily I already absorbed some of these mines up through here, so there should be fewer. Notice I didn't say none, I said fewer.
Tried to land on one, and I got him.
You know who you got?
Did I get you?
Yes!
Why didn't you say anything?
I'll keep my eyes open for the mail van, but I don't hold out high hopes. I imagine Jack probably drove it into a tree again, somewhere way in the back 40. We're likely never to find it back. Damn, I should have stopped him from taking the truck while he was on the drink. I'll see what I can do to fix the situation. Hold tight. I added an entire mod just to remove dog meat. You guys have caught me. All right, thank you for hanging out, everybody. And Maiko for running clips. I appreciate that. All right, the first book we landed on when I come back, Money is Freedom. It was the nomad chief, Arnuk Garan, who once said, "Money is forgotten when you have love and good health." Perhaps the words either of one very fortunate ascetic or of one hopeless fool. Love, health, all freedoms in life depend on money. Want love? Lovers crave money. Want health? Doctors crave money. Wealth makes life easier. Wealth is power. Wealth is choice. But what about master swordsmen, you say? They have a power money can't buy. Wrong again, naysayer. I can buy and set 40 master swordsmen on my most dangerous enemies. Money is a weapon. Money is a trigger. I pity the buffoon who clings to such defeatist notions in acceptance of poverty. Okay, so we have King Shager's reign. Thank you, Maiko.
Okay, we get it.
An anonymous account of the battle against the Okra Knights during King Shager's reign. The Holy Nation dogs prodded a sleeping Leviathan when they attacked the first Shek. So the Shek bit back and the body count rose. You can be held down by your enemy, or you can stand and fight until your last breath. Bring blood and doom to their very door, even when impossible odds are faced. Under Shager's rule, the vengeful Shek fought fiercely to the death, but they were far outnumbered, and their armies withered with no victory in sight. A Shek book detailing the end of the late King Shager's reign. The battle against the Holy Nation dogs raged on, and the odds looked bleak. King Shager, consumed with vengeance, plotted his last stand with the weakened Shek warriors that remained. But the warrior Bayan protested against the suicide attack, and Shager's rage was fueled. Amidst his threats and bellows, the stone golem stepped in and boomed. The man speaks the truth. You want Bayan silenced, you'll have to cut me down first. Their swords crossed, but the stone golem's strength prevailed. Her blade pressed to Shager's throat. Finish me, I'll die a warrior than live a coward. And with a slice of her blade, a river of blood flowed. So that's how the stone golem got in power. Okay. Hey, Tao, welcome in. And I think all these others I have seen before. Hey, Haymaker, welcome in. Catlon's Exile. Okay, that's an interesting place to have uncovered on the map. Ominous Place. Ashland Dome 1. There should be one more location. I should have had 3. Ah, here we go. An outpost way up here. So, this is the Ashlands here. I'm assuming something along here is Leviathan Coast, because I did see my first Leviathan sort of in this area, so I'm assuming it's sort of along here. All right, we don't have tons of money left, but I think we should go ahead and hire ourselves some mercenaries. Oh, you know what? We should check this shop as well. Came up with the same assumption based on the facts you know, which are none. I'm glad that the general scientific consensus has reached the same decision I have. Ashland Hat. The strange hat and storm goggles of the Ashland Drifters, strange individuals who have allegedly ventured into the Ashlands and returned for reasons unknown. We will eventually need to make some more money. All right, now if I had a choice, do I want the tech hunters watching my back? See, I don't find them super well equipped. They're very skilled, but when I've hired them before, they tend to die pretty quickly. And it also looks like I get one more mercenary if I hire them. All right. So this is Black Scratch. There's a village up this way. I do kind of wonder what the village consists of. A lot of the rest of this area makes me very nervous. But isn't that when we're most alive? You know, I guess we can head towards that village, maybe. Oh, I wanted to check out also what this was over here. Let's go take a look. See if it's anything of any significance. This obviously used to be something. Looks like a rock. Yeah. Good old naturally occurring rock. Such a cool city. It is a cool city. Also, I want to see Zartrin.
Hey Ad, look at the new digs. How did it go? And how is faction building going? Oh, also, resubbed.
Yes, hello Zartrin. Thank you for resubscribing. It's going well. This is our base now. And we've got a whole squad adventuring outside of the base. But thanks for saying hello, and thank you for 30 months now you've been subscribed. Really appreciate that. Thanks for all your support. Bark is going to starve to death if he doesn't go eat something. And I want to get... Saint manufacturing a bunch of Rusty Chains shirts. Let's just make sure we have fabrics. We do. We do have fabrics. Okay. All right. Now that they're doing something productive, we can go back to the adventure squad. I wonder what this was. Village is kind of this way, so let's go poke around. Middle of the night in a strange land is a good time to go poke around. Here be, yeah, no problem. You know what? Let's also get Brecht making some of these short cleavers. We'll have a whole new upgraded equipment set waiting for us when we get back. So that's the village, huh? It's a little bigger than what I imagined a village would be. I guess we've got to go the long way around to get there. Grass pirates, all right. All right, I guess we can go help our mercenaries. Who's guarding who here? United Cities. Not the biggest fan, but we'll stop in. Would like to check the travel gear. Watch those anti-slave cultists, a bunch of loonies freeing slaves and what have you. So that's how you feel. I don't want to spend too much time here, but I do want to check out the travel shop. These chain shirts make oil, or take a while to make, huh? We'll need to melt some of these down sooner rather than later. Okay, Bark did feed himself. I was worried about that. Oh. Okay, so apparently we've been visited by some beak things. And the turrets are quite effective. The turrets do quite a job against the beak things. I wonder if more beak things will show up to eat those beak things. All right, shop's open. Let's see what they got. Not anything we're all that interested in. Wasn't super worth it, but that's okay. I hear that we're shredding beak things with turrets. Check this out. Oh, Bark's in here eating. Okay, ice. Look, look what's piled up at my gate. Laser dog is gonna be so happy. Gonna grow big and strong. Gonna have an amazing coat. How often do we get to see the sea? Are we gonna have a beach episode? I think we're gonna have a beach episode. Just be on the lookout for leviathans. Oh, what's going down out here? Outlaw swordsman of the rebel farmers. Wow, they do some damage, the samurai guards. Oh, Maiko, this is the area we were talking about earlier called Gut that's full of beak things. And I don't see any here, but they have iron resources that look like trees that are grown over with this blue crystal substance. It's really cool looking. I'm in Gut. I'm not in Gut, but I'm right next to it. How far away am I from finishing a playthrough? I have no idea, Sully. The thing is, there is no finishing. You literally, this is just a sandbox world, and you do whatever you want in it. But I have no idea what percentage of content I've seen. I would guess I could put in another 150 hours on this playthrough to fully explore this map if I continue going at a good pace. But that's just a total guess, just based on how quickly I have... Oh, okay, so this is Gut. Oh, maybe we're not having a beach episode. That looks like a nest. Yeah, it is a nest. It would be good money and good training. The nest sizes are just slightly too large for my comfort, though. I don't know. Let's take everybody and go kind of this way. And just see how the coastline evolves as we move. It's got to be, what, 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Your longest playthrough was 500 days, and that was your first serious run. Got roughly 400 to 600 hours, and you've probably only explored max 60% of the map, and that's with using the wiki. Wow. So yeah, we've definitely got some time we can go on this game. Which is good. I want to play it for a while. Now, I do have another playthrough I will be bringing once I get moving settled and I can go back to weekday streams. But we will keep doing the Kenshi on weekends. And we've got these mercenaries with us. Have I checked out Venge, by the way? Last you tuned in, I was around that area and had a run-in with thralls. Yes. So we have, we've been through Venge. We found the Tower of Abuse. We have not cleared it. We did clear these two towers. And then Venge is how we made our way to Brink. And then Black Scratch. And then this is how we ended up where we are now. Ruin out this way, huh? That's a lot of beak thing eggs. Fingers crossed you actually have work tonight. In quantity, not actually going in. Right. Honestly, I do feel like we could do it. I guess the rebel farmers decided they wanted to fight. Not your brightest idea. How goes the survival? Also, how am I? The survival's going. We're seeing new parts of the game, which is a lot of fun. Just getting to experience new things is one of the things I really enjoy about this game. And I am well. I am very busy this week. I am moving and also trying to get some business and office stuff squared away. So very busy and tired, but it's looking like all good things. So it's a positive. So that's more of gut. The island, the private island where I am moving. Yes, of course. Ah, tech hunters. You know what this game needs is VATS. Where I can just click a button and check if there's enemies on my screen that I'm not seeing. Scavengers, hey, we've beaten you up before. That's quite the interesting helmeture you have there. Discovered farming village. Okay, that's that way. They shot their own guy. Lots of work, nice. I hope that makes the shift go by quickly. What are you doing? Asks the person who attacked us on site. You're right about that, Michael. Legs will roll. That one lost an arm and a leg. Today's economy is hard on everybody. So we have grass pirates and outlaw farmers. The mercenaries don't care. They're just gonna go fight them both. Oh, and a beak thing has been attracted to the arena. Well, that's gonna wake up and have plenty to eat. No farming village out here. I wonder what they think of us. Preacher cult? I think I read about these in one of my bounties. Got back from a Super Bowl watch party. You are hammered. Hello, I hope you had a good time. Preacher cult, huh? Blood in dirt, give us grain. Okay, so they're gonna go hostile on us. So it looks like a fight it is. Some friend announced they're having a baby. More friends for your daughter. Hey, congratulations to the friend. What do you mean preacher cult is now hostile towards me? They're the ones that came over and attacked me in the first place. Of course they're hostile to me. So this is a moon cleaver. Interesting. Hey, Smiley, welcome in. All right, Wee is unconscious. That's no surprise. What are we up to today? Apparently wiping out a moon cult. What is a moon cult? I have no idea. Or a preacher cult. I don't know. They said some prayer to the moon and then attacked us on sight. My friends of the Holy Nation now? No. I feel like these might be a common enemy of the Holy Nation and I, but... Truth is totally uninjured. All right, let's go check it out in here. Some of these are going to get back up. Probably a lot of them. Enemy of my enemy is still my enemy sometimes. Sometimes it do be that way. Wee is maybe going to lose a leg. I am prepared for this possibility. Ah, the preacher. This is the one that had the bounty. It's a cool looking weapon. We're gonna have to check it out after we kill him. Ooh, it's a Meito class weapon. That's worth a lot of money. It does a ton of damage. Yeah, medium backpack should hold it, but I can also just give it to somebody. Stay down, let death take hold of you. You know what's interesting is they seem to be like an offshoot of the Holy Nation in some way. There's a holy flame here. Preacher cult are no longer hostile towards you? Oh, because because I did first aid for the bounty? That's funny. Somebody got Wii. Let's get Inu to pick up Wii. Alright, now Bean Hop. Let's show us what you're good at. And pick open these chests. Who are you, guards? Help. Poor farmer. Doesn't know they're in a cult. Seven cats. And some of this stuff is worth a little bit of money, I guess, but like 100 cats. How did the moving go? Still working on it a little bit every day. That's why I've been here a little less lately. You know, why don't you put Wii in bed? Alright, Beanhop, let's see See anything too exciting down here. Let's see what's upstairs. Also not anything too exciting. Let's check out these other buildings. Nothing much here. Your wife she would make you move once a year. You hate moving. I am not a fan of moving either, but sometimes it has to be done. Yeah, nothing all that particularly exciting in here. And now the grass pirates are coming in for some reason. Which throws at you, you fill 3 big boxes with all your minis and board games. You should see how many boxes I fill with just gaming stuff. Oh, a bunch of crap weapons. Empty armor storage. I guess we can check out this general storage and see if there was anything good for us. Nah. Other than a bounty, there wasn't a lot here for us, but it was a nice little bounty. I mean, 15 grand, I'll take that. You know, why don't you carry we? All right, shall we go turn in a bounty? Good thing about having a nerdy hobby is you can always justify the investment by saying, hey, at least I don't spend $200 drinking or sports betting. Although, you can definitely have a nerdy hobby and do that, so... Yeah, you gotta do some stuff that makes you happy. Now, this is pretty interesting over here. I don't know what all this is. Are those thralls down there? Bone Dog and Reavers. Okay. All right, let's say we go turn this bounty in at Black Scratch. Not that I necessarily want to be too friendly with the United Cities, but... I mean, a bounty's a bounty. There's a nice looking outpost there. Not mine. I'm just adventuring right now. Still looks good. That's true. True that a box of eggs costs $15 in the USA. Last time I bought eggs, it was less than half that. I haven't bought eggs in about 2 weeks. So, you know, I can't say if the situation has changed that rapidly since then, but last time I bought them, it was not. And I bought, like, free-range, you know, brown eggs, which are a little more expensive. That's not even the cheapest eggs that I bought. You hear so much fake stuff about inflation and whatnot. Stuff has definitely gone up. There is inflation. It is more expensive than it used to be. The big issue that people are talking about with the egg prices right now is like hundreds of thousands of birds have had to be killed because of bird flu. And I don't know, somehow just the price of eggs has become a big political thing. Which I don't really talk politics on stream, but it's like the eggs thing in particular has been a hot issue. Oh man, is there no police station here? Wow, cemetery chick, that is a huge hot take. And I don't know that I can abide it. That is not inflation stuff. It's a particular stuff with the virus then. Yeah, so there is general inflation. Oh, right. This is a tech hunter town. You're right. So if I really want this bounty, I've got to go back to Brink. How badly do I want it? It's a lot of work for 15,000 cats. I kind of feel like we just kill them and be done with it. Come on, get back up. Let's see it. Playing dead or retreating fast, which is it? There we go. See, that's one way to get them back up. If you take something out of their inventory and get caught stealing, then they'll get back up and fight you. Alright, I think he's learned a lesson. I don't really care for the bounty too much. Let's catch some rest. And then I've got a temptation to try something. I kind of want to see where I stand with the gutters. Believe there also were updates to the housing and husbandry laws for chickens as well. On a massive industrial level, treating livestock humanely is too costly, so the price increases are passed to the consumer. Gotcha. Can't remember if it was just at your state level or federally. I definitely remember hearing something about that. But you're right, I don't remember at what level it was. We do have ads on Twitch. I'm going to take a bathroom break. I'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. See ya in just a second. Escort missions are, like, infamously unfriendly in any game, but this is brutal. Why will you not walk? Just hold down left mouse to win.
Bets to access it from the service level. Gotta weigh in from there.
Judy's hair reminds me of a rooster.
It's okay. I think I'll have enough rounds yet. It blew up,
Nice.
but I'm okay.
All right, we're back. Thank you as always for your help, Maiko. Let's settle back in. Let's see. We needs a bed. All right, we'll let some of them rest up, and let's take a look at how things are coming along. Beautiful. We have some Mark 1 short cleavers ready to go. Specialist grade rusty chain shirts. Not the greatest piece of gear now that I look into it a little more closely, but, you know, it's something. How about that hashish? We've got lots of it. Man, the chain shirts are slow to make. 50... Yeah, we have 84 units of hashish. So 84 kilograms. That's definitely trafficking quantities. I believe a couple more beak things have piled up at our gate, and also a blood spider or two. Since I started stream, you finished the kitchen, dining area, laundry closet, understairs, office, starting on the ultra cozy living room area. That is awesome, Michael. Good job. Hey, these turrets were a great investment, huh? If you don't jump to conclusions, those beak things could actually be frogmen. Does it go in English tutor? Plans to go back and avenge Miu and Ruka. We probably should head to Mongrel at some point, but I'm having fun in the part of the map where I am now. Fogmen are staging their Trojan thing invasion. They'll gift me with a giant wooden beak thing and then pop out of it. I just want we to get healed back up a little bit. Worst possible name for an invasion. Too many misinterpretations. Alright, nobody else we can splint. I'm still looking to see if doing enough of that will raise my reputation with the Mercenary Guild, but it seems like Mercenary Guild, they truly are just about the money. They don't really harbor any good feelings towards you. Fogmen were never known much for their naming conventions, let's be honest. Alright, let's get, Come on, we fix that leg. Everybody else is good and happy. We're waiting on you. Alright, good enough. So the spot we were before was kind of over here. There's layers. I don't know that I have the brain power for the condom discourse that's going on in chat, but I appreciate that you never know what you're going to get when you log on. You know what, let's get everybody gather back up. I don't like them being so spread out. Thought they just have one layer? Layer? Come on, Maiko, it's an easy pass. Do it. Just found out you're not meant to use 5 at a time. Listen. I just thought it was good to be careful. If I had a layer, I wouldn't be buying all these eggs. A true slam dunk of a joke. If they weren't meant to be used like that, why sell them in a multi-pack? Maybe it's like hot dog buns, where you're not expected to use them alone. They give you 10 because you're expected to have them, like, with a bunch of people. Like, this loser only wants 1. Or to use hot dogs as your analogy. It's just a thing that I feel like most people have experience with. At least the buns, like, even if you're a vegetarian, you might buy hot dog buns. Okay, not all of them can path there. Can they path this way? Yes. Solution, use them with a bunch of people. Well, why else would they sell them in such large quantities? We're gonna see how we do. Because it looks like there was a beak thing nest that was sort of in isolation from other beak thing nests. Let me just make sure I have the mercenaries for some time. 15 hours, that ought to do it. Kenshi and Chill Day 29 now with the Condom Discourse expansion. You know, we just keep it fresh in here is what we do. Why would I kill the Beak Boys? Money. And also, I want to see where we're at combat-wise. We might want to pull these while they're away from the group and see how we fare against these first three. So I want 1, 2, 3, 4 to tackle this one. And then I want 1, 2, 3 to tackle this one. And then 1, 2, 3 to tackle this one. Spread out a little. All right, how we looking? Couple nasty hits, but overall looking pretty good. Gut, that is the name of your favorite ice cream place. Is it pronounced like Goot? Why am I not taking the leather and meat? Because if I'm successful, the eggs are going to be worth so much more, and I'm going to need the space to carry them. Can you hatch the eggs and have tamed beak things? I don't think so. All right. Mercenaries ran off and fought another one, but... All right, who's got room? Kang does. All right, how about a wooden backpack? Does that fit these? Yes. Oh, it's those AoE attacks are real nasty. Someone didn't properly kill this one. Really? We're being attacked by pirates now at this moment? This very moment in time. Well, we're definitely getting our training in. Imagine he takes them back to town, forgets about them, and then they all hatch and destroy the town from inside out. Sure, why not? Wait, what is that in reference to? Dead. 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 Oh, being attacked by the pirates. Oh, this one's about to get back up. Kang. Make sure you kill that one. Got a couple more eggs to gather over here. Oh, always satisfying when they take a big swing and then an arm goes flying. All right, let's get Truth over here and pick up Beak Thing Egg and Beak Thing Egg. It's got to be worth a good amount. If this guy's just missing his limbs and is bleeding out, and here's ad like, at least he's getting some good training in. I mean, honestly, that's what this game is all about. Wish the interactions between the characters were deeper. It's the only thing missing in this game. I think that's on a lot of people's wish list for Kenshi 2. To have a little more depth to the character interactions. Rain the Giant officially has 50 attack and 50 toughness. That's awesome. Game could adapt a lot of stuff from RimWorld. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of crossover there. So tech hunters regularly walk this area as well. Who's eating raw meat? Need to actually allow you to implement systems to make the town you build have a running ecosystem, like police force patrols, etc. Yeah, stuff like that would be really cool. I think also logic, like in RimWorld, like RimWorld's, what are they called? Like work orders or whatever, where you can set them to run based on different, different criteria, like make this until we have X amount in inventory and that sort of stuff. That would really help automate production systems. More interactions with prisoners, animal husbandry. Yeah, all of the above. Not that I want to see Kenshi become a 3D RimWorld. I think it's totally cool that it has its own identity and is not just everything that RimWorld is because RimWorld also does it. But there are some things where I do think they can adopt the systems a little bit. Also be awesome if they could allow you to do stuff like having your own prayer day so you can create an anti-Holy Nation religion and then go piss them off on Sundays too. I feel like maybe the reason they don't have a patrol system is I feel like it would be very exploitable. Hold it right there, citizen. They look almost half asleep, slumped in their stance, devoid of all enthusiasm. All right, I need to check your stuff before you can enter town. Understand, go ahead. Oh, why do you have so many bags? They lazily glance through the tops of your bags. That'll do, go on in. All right. Shopkeeper can't afford that. Thought these shopkeepers had a little more money than that. Hope the farm shop does. If not, we may be heading back to Brink. They can afford one. The bar, maybe? Surely? Empire Noble Guard Hooded. Noble Hunter of the United Cities. Huh, that is quite the outfit. They would have thousands of hours of playtime if they implement systems that allowed you to have an actual faction that does stuff and has impact on the world. Yeah, totally get that. Be nice to be an animal breeder that travels from town to town selling the best pedigree in the world. Yeah, things like that. Fantasy of starting off in the Holy Nation, working your way up, become a noble, start a coup, become a ruler, then overthrow the Holy Nation from within. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Cemetery Chick. I know how that is. That is not a lot of fun. That is kind of difficult. So, sorry you're dealing with that. Okay, wanted Gutterhead, leader of the Scavengers, wanted for numerous attacks and robberies on the roads of Venge, located south of the desert beyond the Eye. And then Tin Fist, the Metal Brute's terror is soon to end. Will you be the hero of the innocent? Probably not a ton of quality beds here. Who really needs one? I wonder if we go back to Black Scratch. Taking over cities would be nice too, yeah. So I feel like there's a little potential here for us to just be clearing beak thing nests and selling eggs and just putting money in our pocket and also getting our combat training up. What game can she do? Okay, is this the first time you're seeing Kenshi? Welcome in. All right, they're going to get some rest. Let's check on the squad back home. How do you explain Kenshi to someone in a way that doesn't sound like some kind of personal brand of masochism? I'm not convinced that you do. I mean, you start with the basics about it, right? It is a potentially team-based or squad-based sandbox open world where you make your own decisions and try to survive and make your own stories in a very inhospitable world. It has old graphics. I mean, people say that. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I play old games. Kenshi's graphics are fine. They're good. They look good. The game clearly has art direction. It clearly has a design philosophy. And I don't know. To me, it's maybe I'm just too enlightened by video games throughout the years that I don't think this looks particularly old to me. It just doesn't look like a AAA, Sony title or whatever. But I honestly prefer this. Kenshi is a game where we sacrifice Ruka for the greater good, exactly. Seen devs with more resources do much worse, yeah. Totally fine. Not every game has to be realistic. Yeah, and I think what's important is the game has something it wants to say with its design. You know, it has a thing it wants to make you feel and impress upon you. And this game does that. It's very much got the desert post-apocalypse samurai aesthetic to it. And that's pretty cool. Have I tried the Tenchu series yet? I have not. I know the name. I don't know much about it. It's probably enough of everybody resting. Let's get everybody back to Black Scratch, and we'll sell some more of these eggs. Most important thing is that the toy is fun, not that it's the most good looking. Yeah, I think the important thing is the devs have, you know, either a story they want to tell, or a feeling they want to impart, or a world they want to drop you in, and it's how effectively does their intent come across. Don't even think this looks unrealistic. It's not realistic for our world like GTA, but it definitely looks realistic for the world that Kenshi is. Or a ninja basically sent on missions. Okay. So I want to tell everybody, weekday streams may be back this week. If everything is set up this week and everything works out, I may be back for like Thursday. And then, of course, we'll do more Kenshi on the following Saturday and Sunday, because Saturday and Sunday are our Kenshi days. And I've got some things lined up. I have some new playthroughs that I want to do, and then also be turning them into some YouTube stuff. So that's pretty exciting stuff coming up. But hopefully we get back to a little more normal, a little earlier streams, a little bit longer streams, and just kind of get back in the flow that we had before. If it's not this week that I come back to weekday streams, it should most definitely be the week after. So I appreciate everybody just dealing with kind of the changes and the, you know, irregularity compared to what we normally do here. Yeah, it's a PS1 game, so I've heard of it. I think I've seen the cover art and stuff. I've just never played it myself. If my camera was a little less quality, the bag that is on my floor behind the red thing would look like a small Jesus Christ. I'm going to need a talented editor to zoom in on that and then do the thing and transform it into the Jesus Christ image, and then I'll put that on YouTube. Maiko sees the image. Think you mentioned it before, but not sure. I think you might have mentioned Tenchu to me a long time ago. Like maybe a year or more. All right, let's go to the Great Library, and we're about to trade some Beak Thing eggs for knowledge. Kenshi is open world. Kenshi is open world. Yep, so this is the map. And you can go wherever you want in Kenshi. It's just that 95% of the places you're gonna die. So you have to struggle for survival and get stronger and get better equipment so that you can see more of the world and get more specialized and go more places and not die, or at least die a little less. It's Jesus lifting his hand and his white flowy clothes drape across. Okay, I see that. I have not been to the bottom right place. I found that from a map. So I know these are ashlands, and I know this is called Ominous Place, and I've read a little bit about the ashlands from books that I found from the tech hunters, but I don't know a ton about it. I know it's a very dangerous place. Ooh, a new lost armory. I'll take that. And a new old treasure map. So that's for another Ashland ruin. Okay, and we have more lore. The Mystery of Skeletech 2. The memory loss of the skeleton is perhaps as perplexing as their very survival. With that, a large portion of salvaged skeleton remains show suicide to be the cause of death. But what was the reasoning behind this tragic mass suicide? The skeletons are logical thinkers. It makes sense that once they have carried out their life's purpose, there is no need for them to live on. An existential crisis, if you will. Now for the purpose of the skeleton, to destroy their enemy, the ancient civilization. Whether they infiltrated ancient society with a mission, succumbed to their own madness, or simply rebelled and triumphed against their masters in a civil war, their job was plain and simple: destruction. I feel like somebody needs to be grabbing these books to be a keeper of knowledge. Here we go. So this is actually the first part. The memory loss, self-destruction, and inability to rebuild their lost empire make it a decidedly more likely scenario that skeletons existed alongside a superior ruling organic race. But how did skeletons survive the mass extinction? And why do they have no memory of the ancient ages despite their ancient lifespan? Most likely, the memory loss is down to simple stability breakdown due to old age. But here we have multiple explanations for the skeleton survival. 1. The safe incubation of new skeletons being born during the event. 2. Fleeing to safety during the turmoil while their masters perished. 3. The masters succumbed to biologically destructive means while the skeletons were unaffected. In order to investigate these explanations further, we will need to carry out deeper excavations in the Central Plains. Ooh, the Central Plains. Okay. Tests on volunteer skeletons would also be hugely beneficial to our studies. Would be interesting if I made a Kenshi lore video, which is me explaining what I think the lore of Kenshi is from my own discovery, then much later see how wrong or right I am. That would be kind of cool. I'll consider that, like maybe at the end of this playthrough. Okranite theories in relations to findings 2. It's no secret that I do not regard the Okranite religion of any value to historical research. But for the sake of theorization, let's assume that the beginnings of Okranism do coincide with the mass extinction. The first extinction, as they themselves call it. Scapegoating can be frighteningly easy during times of turmoil, and mixed with religious fanaticism, it can be all the more cruel. Let's take Atticus's biological extinction as the reason for the ancients' end. The skeleton, immune to disease and biological attack, would have been the strongest surviving race, and perhaps even a subject of envy. The first religious texts originate back to a considerably longer time after the age of the oldest ruins, which suggests a chain of lost misinterpretations combined with this scapegoating. Now let's look at another tragedy of nature. Volcanic eruption, earthquake, flooding, be it self-inflicted destructive force or natural disaster, such huge-scale destruction could easily be interpreted as an act of the demon. The skeletons survived the atrocity, perhaps due to a sturdier physical makeup. and thus are associated with this demon as the ones to have carried out her will. The Lost Ancients 2. Without a doubt, at least two very distinct cultures existed before our own. However, when these civilizations came into being is the key question. On what evidence are we assuming that these civilizations existed at different times? Y appears to have been intellectually inferior, but the similar tech levels clearly suggest that these two cultures did in fact have an overlap in history. Did these two civilizations war with and destroy each other? Was one isolating itself and fleeing from the other? Judging by the relics and advanced tech from X, its culture was largely skeleton-based. If the skeletons from X warred with and wiped out the organic life forms from Y, this would at least give some plausibility to the religious scripts found within the various schools of Ochranism. We cannot write off the historical input of an established religion on account of the disciples' irrational interpretation of it. Clouded with irrationality it may be, but I believe we can still salvage some truth from its ancient foundations. Okay. Kenshi, you know where best to make a base and how to buy people? I don't know where best to make a base. I made my base in Shem, but there's so many places that you can make a base. And usually you recruit people in bars. Okay, so here's the first entry in that. Ochranite theories in relation to findings 1. The Ochranite scripts, although rather eccentric, are some of the oldest legible texts salvaged to this day and may offer a useful insight into the history of the ancients. The most notable of their teachings is that of the enemy, the demon Narco and her skeletons. Was Narco, in fact, the leader of the skeletons and Ochran, an ancient human who managed to save the few remaining survivors from destruction in a battle between the two sides? This still does not explain the malice for other races, other than a simplistic fear of those who are different. The most plausible explanation would be that non-humans were born from the lesser tribes of the time, which the ancient humans warred with. These tribal societies would have been seen as inferiors incapable of grasping advanced concepts and thus feared as contaminating their pure blood. Okay, so we have a Scripture of Radiance. Yeah, take your time, Maiko. Scripture of Radiance, Volume 5. Holy Scripture written by the Holy Lord Phoenix the First. Let us not yearn for pleasures of the flesh, but yearn only for the love of our Creator and the well-being of all mankind. Let us not be tempted by the shadow's lures of sexual misdeeds, orgies, theft, and wrong speech. Let us honor our holy brothers, never harm them, never feel envy or animosity towards them. Let us abstain from intoxication, for the darkness preys on the undisciplined mind. I think I have this Guiding Light 6. I do think I have and have read that one. So here's one detailing rising Czech population and increased violence in the city. So the United Cities, they're almost as bad as the Holy Nation. Mass Extinction 3. How did the skeletons survive the mass extinction of the ancients? Natural disaster and war explain the areas of destruction that we have found during excavations, but they do not explain the continuation of the skeleton. Only biological and environmental factors can explain this. The ancients certainly had intellectual capacity to carry out biological warfare against each other, which the skeletons would have survived. In fact, an attack could have easily been carried out by the skeletons themselves. Even non-self-inflicted biological dangers such as plague, famine, and toxic pollution from overmining are all possibilities. The central mines have shown us that they carried out excessive extraction of resources from the land. Byproducts from this may easily have caused mutations and disease within the inhabitants. That would explain a lot. We have looked at some areas that almost look like they have been over-extracted. Big list of playing games. Yes, I've been streaming for 2.5 years, and we've played a lot of games in that time. Krawl's Last Stand. A tattered old book on the Shek hero Krawl's last moments. The fierce warrior Krawl took to the hills. It was an ambush. 100 swords surrounded him, but he stood, fearless, waiting. He took the first unrelenting strike, and the front two fell. They charged from behind, the side, the front, but he dodged, sliced, hurled. The swords quivered and shook, and the blood of Krawl's enemies ran the hills red. A stab in the back and the swords closed in. Krawl's assassin flung to his doom. A stab to the gut and the swords closed in. Krawl's swarmers cleaved from their feet. The swords closed in and Krawl was dealt 100 cuts, passed to the other side, to Gateway where he lives, an eternal hero. Wow, this is so much lore. We're gaining so much insight into the world. An account of the historic Red Rebellion written by surviving noble Lady Tanaka. It was the year of the harvest when the droughts hit the southern plains, but society remained complacent. The Traders Guild would surely lend their aid. They'd never failed us before, after all. But days rolled by into weeks and the aid never came. Opportunistic rogues had blocked the paths of the Traders Guild caravans, and the Empire citizens were left starving and panic-stricken. The few rations that the Empire finally received were snatched up by the most powerful of us. It was then that we shut ourselves off from the outer dregs. This was everyone for themselves now. There was no room for charity or pity. But disaster struck, and for the first time in our lives, desperation and death-fueled fear reared its ugly head. The power of the nobles was under threat as a violent revolt ensued. The ground ran red with blood and, like drowning rats clawing at a sinking ship, the desperate souls dragged us all down with them to their doom. Kinda seems like a lesson maybe was learned or should have been learned. RimWorld Vanilla or used mods? I only played RimWorld Vanilla. We only did RimWorld for about 35 or 40 hours, I think. Wonder if any of these authors can be found in the world. That would be cool if there was a skeleton author who's been around for ages chronicling history or maybe spreading propaganda. Yeah, I think this game makes it clear that not all information is trustworthy information. But then the question is, of what that appears trustworthy can you actually trust? Legend of Luquin II. It was 7 years since Luquin had escaped the mines. Starving and alone in the desert, he'd been found by ninjas who took him under their wing and trained him in stealth and assassination. He vowed revenge on the nobles and trained hard under their education. At 22 years old, he returned to his hometown for blood. One by one, he'd pick off the nobles, instill fear in their hearts, and make their days hell. His first victim was Lord Kurosaga, one of Emperor Tengu's inner circle of high nobles. The grisly scene was discovered by his personal bodyguard the next morning. Kurosaga's corpse impaled on his own sword. Pierced on the sword was a note. 1 down, 5 to go. The Emperor and his inner circle had received their first of many death threats, and Luquin would pay dearly for it. Hey, Brian, thank you for resubscribing.
Dad, how's it been 6 months already? Been the great half year being part of the community here. I feel lucky to be around these parts.
We are lucky to have you. Thank you for resubscribing, Brian, and being part of the community. It has been 6 months already. That went by fast. I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. We are in a place where we have found a lore dump, basically. We found a great library. So I am in the middle of reading some lore. I think we're about caught up with the new stuff, but that's where we're at currently. Okay, so this one is called The Blessing of Slavery, a book on the appreciation of slavery written by a high noble Lord Inaba of the Inner Circle. Okay, we heard about Lord Inaba. So, English tutor, yes, these authors can be found in the world. Well, presumably, we did hear that Inaba was in town at Brink, and now this book was written by him. Slavery is attacked and branded immoral by outside criticizers, by rebel ninjas. We're accused of cruelty, accused of stealing people's freedom. Yet the accusers continue to buy the products and labors of slavery. Iron, cotton, chainmail, ninja rags. The accusers reek of hypocrisy. But even if slavery is immoral, it is ours alone to shoulder, not the business of others to interfere. Nevertheless, a system so fruitful is everything but immoral. Slavery blesses us with wealth, with luxury, with food on our plates. If it weren't for our slaves, who would toil in the fields? Our resources would be wasted on us. With slavery, we can appreciate and utilize our arable soils, our abundant minerals, and our fair climate. We are what we are because of slavery. I like the United Cities less and less the more I learn about them. Okay, and we have some legends here. Legend of the Headless Ancient. Word from Tech Hunter Fion tells us of a headless being that exists in the Ashlands area, near what we believe to be the capital of the Ancients. The being was described as humanoid in appearance, as well as having drooping skin, misshapen appendages, and a highly deformed torso. Most notably, of course, was the absence of a head. Since it roams so closely to the capital, we can possibly assume that it was a creation of the Ancients alongside the skeletons, or even a direct descendant of the Ancients themselves. Was this an experiment gone wrong, or is this the missing link to the ancient alien race? Legend of the Foul Hound. Rumors of a half-man, half-dog beast spotted in the area of Venge. The beast is noted to have hideous rotting flesh and jerked movements. The beast is classed as hostile, but easily enough distracted for a safe escape. Likely a mutant bone dog from the nearby toxic tar sands. Okay, we haven't found the tar sands yet. Have a big list of Star Wars mods if I want to try mods. I've never seen Star Wars, so I wouldn't really know much about Star Wars mods. Legend of the Mist Ghoul. Sightings of hovering ghoulish creatures from the misty caverns west of the Holy Nation Plains. Okay. The ghouls possess elongated black frames with long fingers, glowing eyes, and a mouth that stretches to the size of a full-grown man. Travelers who delve into the mist are renowned for not returning again. Until further notice, expeditions are to be avoided in the area. So, you know, I feel like they don't return because of the fogmen in that area, but... Back-ish, getting ready for bed, mobile only. Sounds good. No worries at all. I wonder if a leather turtleneck is any good. I kind of wish these blueprints would let you see what they would make and the stats before you purchased. Hey, Sunny Dot, Kenshi is going well today. We cleared out a beak thing nest, and we found a great library that has been a huge lore dump for us. Hope you're well. Oh, see, this is a regular chain shirt. We should make this instead of the rusty ones, I think. And we have more beak thing eggs to sell. We've got one. All right. So we ended up with more money and a lot of new knowledge. Let's, change shirt. Okay, so tech. Have I found anything better than Falling Suns yet? You know, I'm learning that everything has its own place. I haven't found anything that's, like, so amazing it's better than everything else. Other than, you know, the Falling Sun does arguably fit that category. But no, nothing like far and away above it. $8, $20, $60, $11 versus $6, $16, $67. Yeah, we wanna cancel these rusty chain shirts and make a bunch of regular chain shirts. Think you were using the Katoon, which I've got a blueprint for there. So Katoon is it's a class. It's like a grade of weapon. Now, I don't know, maybe there is a weapon type also called Katoon. I'm not sure about that. But the ones that I have, that's describing the grade of the weapon. So this is going to be more in the Ashlands. And then Lost Armory details the location of an old Empire military cache. All right, so let's see what we've got. Yep, more stuff in the Ashlands. And another outpost kind of in the Deadlands. Yeah, I did come across a slightly better Falling Sun. I have a Katoon number 3, which is an awesome weapon. Hey, Blake, hope you're well also. All right, let's get everybody to the bar and rest it up. Contract with Mercenary Guild has ended. You know what's funny is they're going right back to the same bar. Which means after we rest up, we're going to hire them again. Which, frankly, if they're happy with that arrangement, I'm happy with that arrangement. Well, all right, y'all. I am about falling asleep where I sit. So, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. Black Scratch is where we're at. I know the streams have been a little shorter lately. Thanks for bearing with me. Things should go back to normal pretty soon. But, yeah, it's been a good couple of streams. We've been exploring more of the world and seeing new things, and I've been having a great time. Real quick, my appeal to you, especially if you're over on YouTube, if you've enjoyed the stream, please consider leaving a like. It tells YouTube the stream was good and more people should see it. As well, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I've got more Kenshi coming your way. I've got more playthroughs coming your way. And I've got more video types coming your way in a few weeks once I get settled with the move. You'll be notified when I do any of those things. And I am on the path to YouTube partner. I have all the watch hours I need. Just need the subscribers, so I appreciate you considering that. Let's go ahead and close out. Thank you, Maiko. Yeah, if anybody has raid suggestions, please feel free to whisper them to me. And we'll see where we're going to go. But first, as always, YouTube, I want to thank you for joining us. Thanks for being here, whether you were here live with us or you caught the VOD. I appreciate you, and I hope you've enjoyed the series as much as I have. And I look forward to seeing you for some more. Until we catch you again, please stay